similarities here as far as picks go. I mean, the bans were even exactly the same once again.
Like, I mean, they're both prioritizing the Kinesis, Midas, Tremble, and Warbeast, which is understandable because we know Zive plays a really good Warbeast, and he actually does play Midas as well. I mean, we've seen Crackhead play Midas, we've seen Boxy play Midas. Have we seen Boxy play Midas? I think once.
Uh, we have before, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but Mighty Marcus has played Midas as well, and then there's Kinesis. I mean, come on, that goes without saying. And then Tremble, I mean, Balthazar is known to pick up. So I think these bands, like, these are the pretty standard bands at this moment. It's just you don't see the Doctor ban incoming anymore because of that Moira being available and competitive. Neither team is picking up Moira though because they don't need to counter anything as drastic as a Doctor Repulsor at the moment.
That's true, yeah. It's he's still there on the board, so I want to say both the games he has been banned eventually in the second tier of bans, but to not see him even banned or picked up in the first three for either side is definitely interesting, but we'll see if that's the case here once again or not. I mean, Andromeda into Swiftblade so far is where things are starting here, with the next tier of bans, of course. Got Torture then coming out right there, so not going to see that again. But, yeah, the first game, too, that Crackhead, yeah, not going to see that Flux here, so in this series. We'll see what he ends up playing this time around. Possibly the Magnus, as they already have here.
Yeah, and both teams are really prioritizing Puppet Master. Like, usually you'd see Reason Gaming. You'd understand if Reason Gaming would do this, pick up Puppet Master first pick every single game. But now these two teams are doing it. They're realizing that that hero can be played as a semi carry, and it's been done in both games now because he can set up ganks so easily, and he's like a utility based carry, and there aren't a lot of those. Like, what other carries can lock down someone as long as a Puppet Master?
Yeah. I mean, that's why the idea of a support Puppet Master has always, kind of been a thing, too. We've seen it very rarely just because his carry potential is so strong, too. But you're right. I mean, obviously with the skew and his W, brings a lot to the table when it comes to that crowd control. So, arguably one of the best carries at that. Clanks is their final ban on the Legion side.
And at the same time, though, BMG is, prioritizing the Behemoth pick because we've seen that Root of Z can play it really well and has gotten really good ultis off, but it's very reliant on the situation because there were also times where he was just picked off before, and that's kind of the trade-off. Like, Behemoth is one of those one-hit wonder heroes. If you don't make that one-hit wonder, then he's not as useful as you want him to be.
Yeah. Interesting head-to-head record right here. They have met quite a bit, 11-6 overall, though, in favor of BMG, but...
Was that also when Mint was still Dawn, though?
I don't know. Actually, that's a good point. I would think it would. Oh, okay. No, just Mint. Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be known as Dawn.
Yeah. And what else? Weren't they Pokemon Crew for a bit as
There was
well?
something else even before that. Yeah, something like that. That was before Pro Bus joined them, though, and we didn't really know much about them, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this team has come a long way.
Oh, jeez. So, Bombardier picked up again, but this time by Mint. What is that about? Apparently, they think Bombardier is also good and are just going to give it a shot here.
Maybe they're just trying. Like, what if they pick up a hero that really uses the Bombardier sticky bomb thing well? Like, for example, a Sandwraith. He's right-clicking it because then you put the bomb on him. Sandwraith port in, and that's immediately like 400 damage from the Bombardier sticky bomb.
Well, not only that, just another hero that has global presence.
Yeah, exactly.
Has that, yeah.
It's actually 420 magic damage when it's maxed, the sticky bomb.
Yeah.
So that is quite a lot of burst, especially, like, imagine just Sandwraith going to gank somewhere. He puts the bomb on the Sandwraith, Sandwraith uses his ultimate, jumps in on anyone, 420 damage, ultimate from Bombardier on top, Sandwraith auto attacks. That's going to be a kill in 90% of the situations.
Yeah. Yeah, so they are right-clicking him. Not much time left here, 12 seconds of extra time. Going to be starting here in a matter of seconds. There we go. So Mint has to make the decision here shortly, and
there
they
we go.
do. It is going to be Sandwraith.
Yeah.
Good combo.
I mean, it hasn't been done often, and it is really greedy. Like, I don't know how they're going to run this. They have two Zibe heroes, in my opinion. I mean, Probusk is known to also play Puppet Master, of course, but primarily we see Zibe playing it. And then Sandrith on top of that. Like, in a normal team, where people don't switch their roles around, you'd expect Krake to be playing the Bombardier, Zibe to maybe be playing the Sandrith. What's
I
Suicide?
don't know. Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know. Again, Bombardier is screwing everything up.
Well, the interesting thing about Bombardier too, again, as Kutzy's pointed out there, before we saw in the first game, Zibi was the only player to actually play it before him on record. So, will he be the one playing it? I don't know. This is, but yeah, who's going to run Suicide? And if it is the Magnus, you may think, then is that going to be a secondary? Is it going to be a support Puppet Master? Would that actually be happening?
Or they're tri-laning again, weirdly. I don't know how they're going to do this.
Yeah.
But it's also down to BMG now to pick a carry. And unless they're doing the Madman Suicide on Balthazar again, but I don't think that worked out for them last time.
Yeah.
They were facing a similar lineup with having two cores. What was it last time? It was Puppet Master and Swiftblade. They're actually going to go for the Chipper,
Yeah.
which is, Mighty Marcus hero.
Exactly. I expect that to end up in his hands here. Maybe.
Maybe.
If they feel like it. Is Balthazar? If Balthazar really playing, then what would? But there's no way they would leave it like this. They're just waiting till the last second. They're kind of playing a mind game right here. I'm pretty sure. No.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They out-mind gamed us. Quincy.
Botsy playing Flux.
Frankie.
Madman. Yeah. This is just. This takes me back to game one, man. What is going on? This lineup here, and who's playing what? Jeez. Well, another guessing game.
I mean, I was expecting Boxy to play the Flux because he has played that before, since Mighty Marcus has joined the team. Because I'm assuming that Mighty Marcus is not that comfortable with the Flux as Krake was. But okay, there seems to be some issues. I have no legs. I can't.
Apparently, like there's no one was able to move at the beginning or something. So, well, the restart's happening.
Let's see.
I'm not sure, but getting that figured out here. But yeah, so Chipper, that fun. I mean, Chipper versus a Bombardier, both kind of similar heroes in the sense just plenty of burst magical damage that they put out, and again take advantage of the under-leveled supports. But yeah, Probusk playing the Puppet Masters of Zibe, sure enough, is on the Bombardier, and Krake playing that Sandray, so not a typical Krake hero at all. The idea of a Suicide Sandray, though, isn't out of the question, I don't think. But would they actually do that here? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
It has to be a tri-lane.
it has to be a tri-lane. It really does. I mean, they might be going the Puppet Master mid, which was what BMG was doing last game, to counter the Flux. Because I mean, it worked for BMG, and then go tri-lane with the NG Mag Bombardier. Okay, I'm not making any sense. Don't listen to me.
The lineup doesn't make any sense, so we're just having to kind of go off of what we got here. But yeah, and a pause too. I mean, it doesn't help where we're just sitting here now. It gives us all this time to really overthink it when really it's just gonna happen, and it'll be like, oh, okay, that I guess makes sense. But I don't know. Yeah, it's a funky lineup. I mean, I guarantee you BMG is in the same spot as us. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're asking for another second just because they're still trying to figure it out. Like, what are they actually going to do?
You don't want a situation where Flensmeister doesn't plug in his microphone yet and he's not on Skype or something.
Geez, yeah.
That would be awkward.
That was brutal. That was awkward.
You don't want that happening.
Yeah, that was an interesting time in those DreamHack qualifiers. But for those that don't know what we're talking about, Reason versus Sync, that was the third game, yeah, I think the final game even, of that. Reason ultimately defeating Sync Esports, and again, that wasn't necessarily the reason for it, but it helped. It helped that happened. And
yeah, I mean, who knows? That team fight could have gone the same way, but in the end, it's history, so what's done is done.
Yeah, it seems like Sync wasn't too upset in the end. Again, a team that's able to recover from stuff like that and move on, so... Still 4 more qualifiers to take place, guys. Fresh, one of those teams, the first team to qualify for DreamHack, but we've still got 4 more spots over the next 4 weekends here. Did figure out the next team, so. Okay. Back to the Deadeye Bounty League here, though, and or not.
Another pause.
Are they still stuck, really? I mean, they're buying items, so you'd figure they're should be good. Yeah, the Legion side seems like they're good to go. Apparently still some issues. Okay. So it'll be a little bit longer here.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow.
I mean, has this happened before? Like, I don't know. I've never really seen this kind of been a thing, but
Yeah, and not being able to move, like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, I was also checking the server because I do remember some issues with servers above 50 or something. Like, there was just something going on. And then now it's, I mean, I checked and it's EU37, so I'm not sure. But we should be getting going again. Fusen seems to be ready. I prefer Fusen over Rob X3.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna still call him Fusen. It's just like the Imba Boy thing too, and he eventually changed or he went back to Imba Boy. So we'll see if we can get Fusen to go back to Fusen. It's just like, come on, right? Like, especially in his case, they just won the World Finals. Like, you're making a big name for yourself now, then you go and change your name. Like, just throws everything off. Oh yeah, Booyah Kuya, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what? Where do you get that from?
Yeah. Okay, it looks like they're able to move now, kind of. I mean, Chipper's still there, but I assume he's just doing something else. But all right, now he's moving, so hopefully things are good to go. But we do see Mint sending everyone to the top lane currently, so still no answers yet.
And
Maybe
the pause
not.
happens again. All right.
Huh.
Maybe it's because he's playing Chipper. How many times has he played Chipper, Quincy?
Yeah. Probably 0, I think, is a safe bet. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Too many
I was just wondering. I was really expecting Mighty Marcus to be playing it. And I think that there's also kind of like a morale factor. If you see one of your favorite heroes being played by someone on your team and you're thinking like, oh yeah, he's playing it worse than me, I think that can affect morale negatively. And remember the World Finals, we had Swindleman is talking a lot about how morale was such an important factor in this game. Well, it's all the small things.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And, yeah. All right.
Unpause, remake it. Not worth wasting time. Okay, so yeah, gonna unpause here, and hopefully he's able to move. And if not, we may have to remake, I guess. But yep, he's moving out. Is that actually him? Okay, apparently it works. He says. Okay.
Okay. And then in the middle of the game, 20 minutes in, he's like, I can't move!
Loses control of his hero, and then everything freaks out now.
And then everybody lost their pauses. Okay, now let's return to the game. You see aggression from Legion team.
Yeah, they're trying to find an opportunity, but obviously
you've said this every single game now.
What's that?
Quincy with Magnus is Mint's worst hero.
Yeah.
Stats just keep changing because they won the first game with it, and now.
Well, I think it just happens because they've played Magnus every game, right? So if they're playing with it, then yeah. It is their worst hero yet. They're 1-1 in this series with it, so they're 50% in this series. There you go. Those are my
they have
stats.
been swapping it around. Oh, BMG is best versus Magnus. Okay.
And that too. Yeah.
Thank you, Quincy.
That
okay, so now we can finally see the lanes and what they're going to be. So Puppet Master is going to be tri-laning with the Mag NG, and then against that we're going to have a highly defensive tri-lane with Flux.
Those true stats right there. Yeah, the tri versus tri lane though at the top lane. So this is always fun. This always turns out to be a good time. But before we start getting too much into it, Shortcon, I mean, if you're looking on this on paper, what do you think? Is there an advantage for either side?
I'm assuming there's going to be an advantage for Legion, just because he does a lot better than Flux. Like, Flux needs levels, so I don't really see the reason why you would tri-lane him. I mean, he is only sharing experience with Behemoth right now, but do you see how aggressive the Legion side is? Like they're already so aggressive, and they got lane control, and they're just capitalizing.
Yeah. Puppet's able to sit back and get some good last hits in here, so Robust got to a solid start. Flux does hit level 2 in the meantime, but yeah, the lane is going to be pushed up, and definitely in favor, of course, of Mint. So before there's too much starts happening up there, let's take a look at the other lanes real quickly. Bombardier versus Chipper. Never really, haven't said that for a long time, if ever. So that's the case there, though, in the middle lane. Going to be Zibbe versus Baltazar. That should be fun. And then at the bottom lane, Sandwraith versus Madman actually taking place. So a couple of pretty unique matchups here we have in the other lanes. Let's start with the middle one, though. Bombardier versus Chipper. Is this a toss-up here? I mean, either way?
I think it's relatively even. I think it can go either way because you have, on the one side, you have, the Chipper doing a lot of burst damage in a short time, but Zibbe is actually playing really aggressive on Balta, and I think that that's just because of the experience that Baltazar has on this hero. Not a lot.
Yeah. Goes back to that. This is his first game officially on record, at least playing the Chipper, so it's definitely could be a comfort factor there, but he is going to try to protect the bottom room, which happens to be Haste. And he does have his bottle already. Back to the top lane, though. Possible Bloodlust kill on a Flux right here. He gets pushed in by the Kegstun and eventually going to be taken out. You see Behemoth and Glacius. They can only do so much, especially being level 1, at least in Glacius's case, before Flux eventually fell right there. So not only is it a lane advantage, but Mint now takes the Bloodlust skill on top of that. And bottom lane, though, Krake goes down, playing the Sandwraith as actually roaming from Baltazar. So I was caught up here at the top lane. Honestly, didn't even notice, but yeah, he used that haste rune. So good rune control pays off right there, at least.
And I think now with Baltazar getting that kill on bottom lane, he's actually going to have an advantage in the mid because you see him level his focus buffer.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal. Like look how much mana he's getting back because 50% of the damage turns into mana for him.
True.
When he has that focus buffer on. So Bombardier does almost only magic damage. So Balta has an advantage. But I'm not sure, though. It's really down to player skill, ultimately.
Yeah, no, that was such a solid change for the hero, no doubt, the focus buffer. And what always was a pretty strong tool, it just needed a little more, it felt like. And I think that was actually kind of an appropriate one that, well, here you go. It's now going to also get... And the cool thing about it, too, is he can apply it on somebody else, and it'll still give him mana back. It's just a matter of actually using the ability. So, going to be rune control once again, going for the bottom rune, able to kind of box out Bombardier from it, and it happens to be regen. There you go. So RNG paying off right there for Chipper. We'll see if he finds bottom. No, not necessarily the most powerful ganking rune, so heading back towards mid here. That was a top lane.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like BMG is making a huge mistake with this tri-lane. Like, Flux just doesn't do anything without levels, and he's just not getting anything up here.
Yeah.
Like, Puppet Master is free farming, although it doesn't seem like it, GPM-wise. But then again, it's more difficult when you have constant pressure from enemy team. But he is, being compared to, I guess, Mighty Marcus on the bottom lane, on the Madman.
Yeah, well,
like,
sure.
I mean, when you're comparing the two carries, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
okay, yeah.
I mean, Flux, I don't know. Flux kind of has the same role as Sandwraith in this game, but, more team fight oriented.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's hard to kind of.
It's hard. It's like dual core versus single core, but then that single core is a Madman suicide, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's all over the place here. So yeah, Puppet, it's like free farming. I mean, it's free farming for being against a tri-lane. That's definitely the case here. So yeah, not absolutely free farming like it would be in a solo lane bottom, but he is having a great time here. So, and they're actually going to roam a little bit. They notice the pulls happening. Obviously, they don't want to just give that up necessarily, but...
Oh, the block could happen right now on the engineer, but he's going to go for Magnus instead, which is really questionable because, yeah, he's just going to stun away.
That's why. Apparently, Tree runs quite a bit of tri-lanes now. Again, or now known as BMG. We need to update that, man. Anyways, Pad Monkey Gaming here, they... I've noticed that. You type Tree a lot for these guys. It's like, I mean, I like the name and all, but they technically are BMG now. They run a pseudo tri-lane, as we like to call it, but even a little bit different where they have the pulling Magnus or Behemoth or whatever, so it's a little bit different perhaps. But actually, top lane Flux is going to be gone on here. Airstrike comes out. That's the power of the global presence. Even Sandwraith pops his ulti to assist for the kill as well, and That's going to be a kill on a Flux. His second death, right? Yeah, Boxy's now died twice here playing the Flux. So.
Sandwraith not actually getting an assist. The illusion taking a bit too long to use an auto attack.
Oh, did it? Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so that's a big cooldown on cooldown.
Yeah, that's gonna be down for a while.
Yeah.
Man,
Okay,
Madman's
so...
having a great time though here at the bottom lane. You see Mighty Marcus, and he even dives the tower a little bit. He's gonna be fine, but he's not afraid. Clearly, actually, it's almost as if he wants to go back in here.
No mana on Sandwraith means no escape.
Yeah, he's going
he's
in.
going for it.
Barrel roll,
Yeah.
couple more auto attacks, and it's gonna be a kill. So yeah, great patience from Mighty Marcus, and he's gonna take some good tower damage, but no TPs even or anything. So easy kill.
Yeah, you do seem the Magmus now running over, but Magmus isn't going to be enough for a kill unless the tower is also hitting the Madman.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not going to be the case. And now that they, like, I assume that they know Magmus isn't top anymore, so now Flux is going to be able to recover a bit, but break it, it's a Flux.
Oh man, they stunned in on him as soon as he used the stock. And now Puppet Master is going to catch him with the Puppet Show. What's going to be that follow-up damage? Oh no, the stock again! He's still in the hold, of course. He's going to get away initially, but I don't think in the long run, maybe. He has Strike Steam Boots. No, it's not going to happen. He goes down. Probust credit for the kill. That's done from Magmus. It was just happened to be perfect timing as soon as he was trying to stalk away. So good catch onto the Madman right there. And yeah, as you're mentioning, Flux is, at least going to start picking up a little bit of farm here. But now with Puppet Master transitioning bottom especially and picking up that kill, he's going to start scaling pretty well here.
Yeah, it's what they needed to do. But this means that Sandwraith suffers more. So I would still like to see Probus go for the Shroud instead of the Whispering Elm.
Yeah.
Just so he can be a bit more active and allow Krake to recover. But then again, Krake might just, do what I was talking about with the Bombardier ultimate and Sticky Bomb. Because he does have his ulti up right now.
That's true.
Okay.
That's that combo, the Mirage Airstrike combo. Again, we kind of saw it earlier. There's also a lot more to it, but the potential's there. He's going to take some decent damage from Flux. Not going to be a kill again, but see Flux using that Surge as well as the release. It looks like a broadsword purchase by Probust, so he agrees on that Assassin Shell, but he's going to be dove right here by Chipper and Madman. Nice puppet show on a Chipper. The last second puts out the Voodoo Puppet, actually. Going to try to set up a turn kill right here as Sandwraith is actually ported, and he does the airstrike. It connects on a Chipper, gets the kill. And now Sandwraith, however, he's kind of still here in a troublesome spot, but no, the Desert's Curse is going to buy him time to get away. Now more support coming in fact, including Bombardier with a haste and Madman. He's going to try to stalk away right here. Bombardier figures he's in the area, throws the Sticky Bomb on top. Going to use another stock. That Sticky Bomb going to explode, but I think actually Madman might have the distance now. The haste wearing off right there. And yeah, he's going to be able to stalk once again. So, going to go by the Magnus. Magnus gets it. Oh, he finds him right there. Another Sticky Bomb. Actually, if Puppet Master got there a second earlier. However, the turret comes out, and there's the show, but he's not close enough. Magnus is going to be out of range. And, oh, man, they chased him forever. In the end, Mighty Marcus does escape, so very close call. But he actually manages to get away through it all. Middle lane now, Chipper, big burst on a Bombardier, set up by Fisher, done one more auto attack, gets the kill, and now Engineer overstepping his boundaries. He throws up the keg up, but the Shockwave guarantees a kill on him, and Chipper wants more, damn it. Chainsaws come out, the rocket on a puppet, one more auto attack, beautiful stun from Magnus though, and Chipper goes down, as well as Puppet Master surviving, so the finishing result actually well played by Mint right there. But man, BMG kind of turning it on all of a sudden.
Yeah, that was a really nice stun from Iceland Gogo to end up saving them, but I do see that Balthazar is doing quite well on the Chipper. He's really aggressive.
Yeah.
And I think his lack of experience in competitive with Chipper isn't really showing. I mean, he's doing quite well. I mean, he has 350 GPM. Or wait, no. What am I saying? Balthazar has 300 GPM, even with 2 deaths and 1 kill. So, I mean, he did go Ghost Marchers, though. A lot of Chippers do this, but against their potential gank with the Legion, I don't like it.
Yeah. He'd rather see Steam Boots on him.
Yeah, just also for that extra bit of mana, for example, or that extra bit of health.
The umph. Bottom lane, fissure stuns ready to go from Behemoth. See Puppet Master, I mean, he's sitting pretty close to the tower. Can't be much closer. Figuring he's just going to be able to farm right. Is that an illusion Mammoth? No, that's a real Mammoth, right? Yeah, no, he's going to stalk in right here. Fisher's on the wrong side. That's unfortunate. And actually,
Here comes
Mirage comes out. Is he going to pour it in? Yes, he is. Desert's Curse immediately on Behemoth. He doesn't have a shockwave yet. The Puppet Show not actually working right there. That's a little interesting.
I think it's because it prioritizes enemies over allies. That's why it also, when you do the combo with Puppet Master with the Voodoo Puppet, the person is always forced to attack the Voodoo Puppet instead of Puppet Master.
Well, doesn't that mean it should have attacked Sandwraith right there? Or
no, because
it would have attacked his teammate, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Oh, and he was chasing his teammate. Gotcha. Okay.
So Puppet Master makes him attack enemies rather than allies. So
gotcha.
Basically, when you force the Puppet Show onto a Behemoth, when you have a Light Brand or someone with a Light Brand, then the creep dies and it goes away.
Yeah.
Okay, Behemoth, though, just being bursted. Not sure what he was doing middle, to be honest.
Well, let's watch it. Mighty Marcus once again making another close escape right here at the bottom lane, so he survives. But yeah, Behemoth gets picked off in the middle and in the meantime. You know what I'm kind of just realizing, too, is that a hero like Bombardier, I mentioned the first game when he was picked up, and Chipper is also that similar hero that they take advantage of under-leveled supports, and both teams did run a tri-lane here. Now, Magnus is level 8, so he's not necessarily felt the downside to doing that. Engineer, of course, level 4. On the other side, you got a level 4 Glacius and a level 6 Behemoth. So maybe a little bit better situation for Bombardier here. And actually, Madman's going to find Sandwraith in the jungle. Is that going to be enough follow-up damage? The Desert's Curse, he's going to hide in the trees right here. He does have Chipper coming over. He's going to cut off Engineer, actually. Get the kill on him first, and now he's going to look for Sandwraith. One rocket. He has to suspect.
There we go.
There we go. I was going to say, there's no way.
I was like, come on. Come on, Balthazar, you have to get this rocket. All right, he did it. But Mighty Marcus is being really active, but I would really prefer it if he were to start going top and really securing farm on himself, because he's the only late game that the Hellborn have, and unless they get really good team fights with the Behemoth and Chipper and Flux, I don't see them really, moving on into the late game. I mean, this is one of those situations where Madman is the only core.
Yeah. Well,
the only carry.
The first game, it's pretty much an example. Like, it's the same thing. they had the Torturer that was just doing so well, played by Mighty Marcus actually, but they had a Madman who was in the suicide lane, but he just got locked down, was not able to get much farm, and that showed. So.
But last game, Torturer had like 500 GPM, so.
Yeah, a little bit different, definitely. A little bit different.
So that's what I was talking more about. Chipper approaching 20% of hero damage.
Yeah,
if he passes that.
Passes that mark. I mean, Bombardier's also up there too at 19%, and actually Madman's up there at 19%. So kind of a tie there.
He's just been so active.
Yeah. Chipper. So you mentioned the Ghost Marches on Chipper. Chipper's one of these interesting heroes where a Staff of the Master can actually be considered core on him as actually Magnus. Yeah, Madman's going to find him rockets. No, he's able to lava surge just in time, though. Sandwraith ports in. I don't know, but was he trying to get away from something, or is he thinking there was a fight going to be happening? But he ends up escaping.
I really want to see them use the combo with Sticky Bomb and Sandwraith, though. Yeah. They haven't used it once, and now mid lane.
Ooh, the rocket barrage misses, but the air strike. Oh, it's going to miss too! The pushback, but it's not going to matter. Madman cleans him up. However, Chipper does get bursted down, as Magnus is able to lava surge onto him. Madman, you see him running away yet again. He will be fine here.
This Madman, man.
Yeah.
He's just been running away from everything constantly. But he is active.
Yeah. 5-1-1, that shows.
And he has the highest GPM of the game, which is 350. That's not typical, but I guess that's what you get from double tri-lanes.
Going back to Chipper, though, again, he's going to be resurrecting right here. Do you think a Staff of the Master should be something he should maybe even prioritize, or would you rather see maybe the tablet, the portal key? Well, what do we got here?
I think Staff of the Master is absolutely core on Chipper.
Yeah.
Not only for the fact that it, slows through Shuriken, but the fact that it makes him a lot tankier and have a lot more mana, similar to a Torturer. And bottom lane now.
Puppet Master, Voodoo Puppet comes out, show on a Chipper. Gonna try to get a counter kill here. It's not gonna happen to the tower actually taking some of the hits, and preventing nearly enough damage from happening, so Chipper gets away. But the
These
initiator's
reactions, though, from Probus, this is the second time that he's managed to puppet show the target who was going to do the burst damage to kill him.
there.
It's ridiculous, these reactions. When he went, well, last time it was, well, they didn't have a Chipper before. Well, yeah, it's been Probus both times. I'm rambling on. All right, top lane.
Oh, top lane,
Maybe.
Sandwraith. Glacius, yep, Freeze to start it off. He doesn't have Mirage just yet. He doesn't have an Invis bottled. He's going to use it, and Discharge will spot him still. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. Man, that was close. But Flux doing a good counterplay with the Discharge and able to take out Krake. Again, his former teammate right there. Bottom lane, Probus ports in. And again, Behemoth is here with Madman. Now, last time, Behemoth finished on the wrong side. This time, will it be on the right side? Oh, it's a much better opportunity. Yes, the stun hits. The shockwave on top, and it should be enough follow-up as it is. Middle lane, they get a counter kill, though, on a Chipper. Catch him by himself, so priorities here, but Madman continues to stay on top of that kill, and again, locking down Puppet Master, always a good thing, too, so...
Yeah. What do you think that Madman should opt for this game? I'm thinking maybe he should even go for a Nullstone. Although it is easily countered by, Boom Dust, PK.
Well, not much would have helped him right there. As he gets jumped in again. Good job with the Mirage, too. No, that was actually just putting in. Never mind. The Eruption doing most of the damage right there from Magnus. But, no, that's a good point. Yeah, Again, he's one of those heroes that can build somewhat defensive and actually still put out a good amount of damage. So I think the Nullstone actually preventing the Sandwraith Mirage is a pretty good idea, but... Middle lane, though, Glacius gets picked off. Speaking of that, Mirage, Sandwraith goes in, but at what cost here, Sandwraith? Yes, the damage is going to be too much. The dot damage, I think, is what ticked him down in the end for Baltazar on the Rocket, so good counterplay on him. A Glacius for a Sandwraith, safe to say, in favor of Bad Monkey Gaming and possibly a Puppet Master kill. As it will be. Root of Z gets credit. So this is turning into one of these games where it's just non-stop action. It feels
and
like
now
right
Boxy
here.
picking up the Insanitarius.
Wait.
You know, following his...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you know, he's playing the Flux.
Yeah, I thought he was playing Madman for a second. I have to double take. That makes more sense.
I really find it strange how this all worked out in the end because, I mean, you'd expect Mighty Marcus to play the Chipper, you'd expect Boxy to play the Madman, and you'd expect... Baltazar.
Yeah.
I don't know. Baltazar to play Flux? No. I'm not sure. Okay.
Yeah, it's exactly. The draft does it's a little different from what we've come to expect with BMG. They haven't really played the hard carry for Baltazar here, other than I guess last game where who are they running with?
Engineer.
Last game. Is Engineer getting caught here? Yes, he is. I was watching the replay there, but Engineer actually found by Glacius, and going to be a counter kill, though, on to Glacius, so never mind.
I think he was just walking in so he could go ward. He does have 2 wards on him, but then he ran straight into the Engineer, who was just like, oh, I'm going to pop my ulti because why not? And Sandwraith came over and got the kill. And when I'm talking top lane...
I got it on camera, don't worry.
Yeah, okay. Legion got 2 kills.
Well, bottom lane, going to be another one possibly. Puppet Master, no Shroud just yet, so no chance for getaway, really. It's the show up, but this time, again, way too late and couldn't do much. So that's how many deaths? That's 4 deaths now on Probus. They are just keeping him in check here at this bottom lane, especially. And at Golden Experience, we're practically identical. Again, this is just one of these games where it's just going to be a back-and-forth heavyweight battle here.
But the longer this game goes on, the more Legion is going to have an edge, because at level 16, if Krake manages to get enough farm, he's going to do so much damage with that ultimate. Like, I've seen a Sandwraith who, like, without even a mock, he was able to bring down a support to half health by just using the illusion, the ultimate. Mm-hmm. Like, Glacius is not going to enjoy his life in a while. When Krake gets a bit more farm and starts using his ultimate far more aggressive, then Glacius is just going to fall every time.
Yeah. No, this is one of those games where supports on both sides just are not going to enjoy the game most likely. It's going to be a very difficult time. Magnus Eruption going to the top lane. Airstrike easily on top. And again, that global presence of Airstrike, such a powerful tool. Easy kill on a Behemoth. But counterplay here. Chipper and Madman come in. And Iceland Go-Go. He's going to be able to get a stun off, but that's just going to delay the inevitable. As 4 players end up being here, the other 4 that are alive. So they get the revenge for their fallen teammate. And it seems like we've had a lot of one-for-one exchanges here in this game. Exchanges
Yeah,
going on in
definitely.
general.
That's what's keeping the game so even. Man, like Zibe is now highest GPM, and Mighty Marcus is still only around the 360 GPM mark. I would really like to see him go up towards 400, 450 GPM so that he can truly carry and can carry. He just needs a ridiculous amount of farm.
Well, you know what I don't like? I go back to this every now and then in cases like this. Definitely a pet peeve. He's sitting on 3,500 gold now, and we're 22 minutes into the game. He only has an Energizer and Steam Boots. Why would you sit on 3,500 gold at this point, especially when you have an open inventory slot? I mean, sure, a TP is nice too, but get rid of the buckler then. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it seems like it's a little silly here. There's no item that let's buy like a Mock of Brilliance, which he's obviously not doing, that you want to save up this much gold for.
I mean, right-clicking items in one go is always a nice feeling, but you're right. This like he could have had his sustainer right now instead of 130 mana. He'd be at 400 right now and be
Yeah.
able to farm more efficiently. For example, like there's so many reasons why you should just use the gold that you have and never enter a team fight if you have 4K gold on you. And he's gonna go for the Shrunken, which I'm not sure about. I would have liked to see him go something that lets him farm more, like I was mentioning the Nullstone, just from the region itself, and I think that was defensive enough. Like, if he's in the situation where he's getting Magnus ulti, talking about Magnus, goodbye. Yeah,
That was quick. Oh, counterplay! No, it's not in time. Yeah, the sticky bomb would not stun in time, so able to pour it
yeah,
out.
but do you agree with me on that? That Madman should definitely go something more
It's
farm related?
I mean, initially I did, but honestly, the more I'm thinking about it, this Legion team, it's so much lockdown, so much magic threat. I can see why he went the Shrunken Head. I still don't know if it is the obvious, like, yeah, that's what he should go here. Because, yeah, in the end, it's not necessarily going to excel his farm. We're already talking about how Bombardier's been beating him here, but I can understand why. And with how active this game has been, yeah. So I mean, I guess that's my response. But I do like the idea of the Nullstone, too. It would prevent the Samwraith Ultimate. It's the better farming tool, and ultimately, more damage, too, but we'll see what he follows up with, I guess. But now spell shards on top of that for Bombardier. We talked about that, so that's even more magic.
He's doing what you said,
Yep,
Bricky.
I like
They're
it.
listening to you.
Madman,
Bottom lane.
yeah, the Shrunken Head helping a lot right there. I'll say that much. The Eruption, minimal damage as a result. And you see how low of life he is there, and he actually takes out Puppet Master as well. So double tap for Mighty Marcus. Had plenty of team support, of course, in the end. And now he's going to be working towards the bottom lane. So you see right there, Quincy trying to help us out with some stats. Obviously, the Nullstone doesn't tend to be the better item in terms of record-wise, but is it's a very popular item choice on Madman in general. Like we constantly go back to, just because the skill set alone allows him to put out some good damage. But when it comes to being the carry Madman, to be fair, you could argue a little bit different as far as first item goes. So, but they get the bottom tower kill, and now it's a decent lead here. 3,100 gold lead, 3,400 experience lead right now for BMG, and Mighty Marcus has overtaken as the top farmer of the game, 426 gold per minute. Sandwraith, he's going to ulti just a scout here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and that's a good call because he sees the 4 heroes coming towards the top lane, and eventually is going to... Oh, Bombardier? What? You're a little crazy. He's got a portal key, though. He's actually going to try to get a kill on a Glacius. Nice freeze. No, not going to matter.
He missed the Tundra Blast, which was questionable. I think it was in full range to just AoE the entire area, but panic
That's
is a
true,
big
yeah.
deal.
That would have prevented the portal key, huh? So,
Yeah. So I think that was a completely unnecessary, not an unnecessary death, but an unnecessary getaway from the Bombardier. Yeah. We've been talking a lot about it, the Madman, but Chipper did opt for the staff route, which is, in my opinion, the best thing to do. It just creates so much chaos in team fights by slowing people down to 20% of their 10% of their movement speed.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah.
It goes to Shrunken Head again. We always like to bring up too. It's like one of the bigger things about it. So
Yep. It doesn't do the damage, but the slow. Yeah.
Yeah. You got
Um,
Behemoth follow up, Flux on top of that to pull them in initially. Yeah, it's going to be such a good item here this time around. Oh, Krake, he's going the mock. That's a little greedy,
mean,
you think?
it's really greedy, but at the same time, it secures the late game for them. Preventing the Behemoth PK the moment he ultis is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like, imagine he just pops his ultimate right before Behemoth would. Like, Behemoth is going to ulti the ground.
That's true. Yeah, that's always frustrating as a, you get your portal key canceled by something. You think you jump in though and press R, and all of a sudden, well, you weren't actually where you expected to be. So Chipper's sitting on top of Sandwraith right here with the invis, and here comes a Velrod follow-up.
Oh wow!
Oh, this is gonna be big right here. The Shockwave Engineer and Puppet Master dead right off the bat. Magnus, he comes in. Engineer buys back, by the way, but it's not gonna matter. Magnus gets cleaned up. Sandwraith can only do so much. You have the Mirage up. Not doing enough, though, nearly. Bombardier does pour back in, however, and actually gets the one kill onto Behemoth, but a quick counter kill on him. Baltazar with the hat trick. Possibly more Sandwraith. One auto attack. It's going to be a quad kill for the Chipper Baltazar. What was that about? The coming back in was definitely, I don't know about that, but still, BMG, the initiation. Chipper was Invis Rune. That was MVP right there of this game, and now they're going to go for a Conquer kill on top of that.
Invis Rune MVP for sure.
Yeah.
That was literally the only reason they were able to find that. They now also, well, they had a ward there actually.
Oh, yeah.
Fusen did have a ward there. Like, how do you manage to get such an aggressive ward at this point in game without it being found? That's impressive. That's really impressive by Fusen.
It's been there for a while too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with Puppet Master down, they don't have anything other than Zibe, and you could argue that the Magnus ultimate could potentially turn the fight, but in a situation like that, people would almost argue for using the Magnus stun immediately rather than the ultimate, just so that you have the quicker response. So he wasn't even able to get the ultimate off that fight.
That's true, yeah. The Portakey Lava Surge alone is definitely a very, very strong tool of Magnus, so you don't always need that eruption. That is a good note. So going to sort of the high, again, it's definitely greedy. Like you said, it secures the late game, but when a fight like that happens, it stalls you from the Mock of Brilliance that much longer, and you got Pro Busk is still a little bit off of that portal key, or excuse me, the Shrunken Head here. He's got the Mighty Blade, but only about 500 gold saved up. Man, yeah, I will say Baltazar and Chipper, again, not his type of hero. We're seeing a lot of that this game, a couple of player-hero combinations, but he's definitely proven to do fantastic on it here. 8, 5, and 9 overall, and about 385 gold per minute. And what route did Mighty Market? So he did go the Brutalizer follow-up, and now 1,600 more gold on top of that. And of course, so there's a token as well. So, yeah, he is playing more the typical style builder. Bottom lane in the meantime, Sandwraith gets caught again. And he is not going to get away. You just see that slow, man, between the ulti as well as the Tartos. And Magnus is going to be fine off to the side, but, yeah, it's just so much slow. Without a Shrunken Head, which, again, isn't going to be happening anytime soon for Sandwraith.
And mid lane now.
And now they're going mid. Who's out there?
You see
Puppet
Madman
Master?
with the
It
basher.
is. Yep.
Oh, first hit bash.
Nice invis, though. Oh, what am I saying? It doesn't matter.
Wait, what?
Why didn't that matter?
Flux.
Oh, the discharge. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see dust on it, so it confused me, but that makes sense.
Oh, and are they going to find Mad? Like, they still have the ward there.
Yeah, what are they doing? I don't know why Magnus is even remotely close to this area.
I mean, they could have thought, like, oh yeah, he doesn't have a ward there because they scouted us out with Invis, but, you know, you have to just be safe. That is such an important ward spot, and it just ran out. So now they're thinking, what? Do they have God vision? What's going on? Are they hacking? But I feel like you always need to counter ward that spot, especially if you just had a really, really bad fight there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest lead now in favor of BMG, and it's starting to snowball here to an extent. Again, Sandwraith and Puppet Master both not able to finish their first. Well, more Sandwraith especially, he hasn't even finished his first big item yet. Puppet Master is just trying to follow up the Assassin Shroud right now at 31 minutes into the game. Obviously, doesn't have it yet. So Zibe, he's proven to be kind of the saving grace, just like it was last game too. To be fair, playing the keeper of the forest, getting on the Akbones and topping GPM chart and everything, but doing it on a hero you may not expect. But in the end, he's trying here to do enough for his team. But honestly, last game was one thing, but this game, I'm not saying it's bad for him to be 400 GPM. I know a lot of it comes down to hero kill. But even when you look at the creep farm, and you got both Sandwraith and Puppet, he has more creep kills than both Sandwraith and Puppet Master, and I feel like that shouldn't be the case at this point in the game now. As actually, oh no,
Oh god, this game is just going out of control.
yeah, Flux goes in. That should be an easy cleanup right there. Chipper follow up, down goes Puppet. Sandwraith, if you poured in, that would just be silly. Double tap for Mighty Marcus. They're just finding them left and right now.
BMG has found their groove, for sure.
Yes, they have.
I mean, I was talking about late game, but at this rate, there isn't going to be a late game.
No.
Like, Sandwraith's still no muck, and I'm pretty sure he's had this sort of the high for the past, 5 minutes, and he still hasn't farmed up
Longer.
1,300 gold.
Yeah, I want to say at least 10 minutes here, yeah. It's been a while since he picked that up, so. But again, so yeah, when he made that point, it's like that secures a late game, so. But that's where the risk lies. It secures ultimately a later game if and when you get that, and then use it to an extent to get that farm. But for the time being, you still remain squishy. And what was a game as another kill right there that clearly was going to be a very intense, action-packed game and continued to be. You really, I don't know. It just seemed like it was a little over the top. I think just simply going the Energizer into maybe a Shrunken Head might have been a much better option here. I know that's a little hindsight now, sure, but that could have been the better choice for Sandwraith and ultimately ended up in a better result. But, hey, may still have been the same result, to be fair, and here we are. And once again, the lead just continues to be the biggest and grow at that for Bad Monkey Gaming. So.
Yeah. They're scouting out the Magnus as well. I think he's in trouble. Invis Behemoth coming over, and he's just going to Shockwave.
That's it. And Shockwave just runs up, and Iceland Go-Go, he gets picked off. It just seems like, too, there's always two or three heroes from BMG if they ever find anybody that are nearby to do something.
And then there's also the Flux if, the Shroud comes out from Puppet Master. Has been doing a lot of work. Boxy making sure to secure kills. Like, he has 11 assists, and a lot of those were just through using his ultimate.
And I'm blanking on the game right now, but there was a game here in recent history that Chipper, a nice portal key use, gets away from what would have definitely been a strong initiation there on him. But we saw a Madman that just got crazy farm, and it was ridiculous when it came to using that. It was a 5 or 6 slotted Madman basically late game.
Top lane.
That just destroyed the other team. That was also seeming like they're doing pretty well, but top lane, yeah, another kill. Zipe goes down there from Flux.
To solo Boxy, of all things.
Yeah.
Boxy hasn't had the best game, but it just goes to show. He didn't even use the Shrunken on Flux, but he still managed to do so much damage just because of the Insanitarius pop. That item is so good on Flux.
It is impressive on him, and he has another 2,400 gold saved up. But what I'm getting at, too, again, the Madman has another 5,300 gold saved up. So he's got a very good core right here, the Shrunken, the Brutalizer, the Energizer. I'm sure, something like a Savage Mace next, just get more of that raw damage. That's what I'm saying. Even with that alone, he pops Berserk, goes in with a Shrunken Head. You are standing no chance in surviving. And even right here, he goes in, gets the kill on a Sandwraith, goes on a Puppet Master, another follow-up kill to him. Chipper is barely alive. He will fall in the end, but Engineer falls, as does Magnus. It's going to be a genocide for Bad Monkey Gaming, and possibly on their way to taking the third game here of this best of 5. To take the series lead, but again, they're not pushing into the base just yet. But there you go. That's what I was gonna, at the same time, it just feels like that really nothing's working right now for Mint. So let's just move on to the next game, and that they agree on that clearly. So
yeah, that game just got out of control. I don't know how BMG did it, but it all stems back to that fight at the hard camp of Legion Jungle, where both Puppet Master and Engineer got caught by the great Root of Z Shockwave, and then since then it was just, kill after kill after kill, and to be honest, I didn't expect it to go this way, but Probusk just didn't translate well into the late game, and neither did Krake. I mean, have we ever seen Krake playing Sandwraith, Quincy? Maybe you can whisper it so that the players don't see it.
Yeah, I don't think that matters really, but
Okay.
again, no, there's
No,
no
no,
way.
he hasn't.
That's just like,
There's
yeah,
no way.
I can
Kake
tell
has
you
not
that.
played Sandra.
Just like
So,
Balthazar has played Chipper before, so.
but I mean, Baltazar, on the other hand, did a really, really great job. I mean, you could have said that he was maybe in over his head a couple of times, but in the end, it would work out because he had the follow up, and that really didn't go to show from Mint.
Yeah.
On the other hand,
All
and
right.
yeah,
Well, we got a game 4 coming up. That's the first time we get to say this for the Deadeye Bounty League. Again, both the first 2 series so far last week both went 3-0. So it's now going to be a 2-1 series lead here for BMG. Again, best of the 5 though. So Mitt's going to try to come back here, and the following game enforce what could be a 5th and final game in this best of 5 series. They took the first game, but BMG has taken the next 2. We expected a good series overall. We're definitely getting that so far. We'll see how game number 4 looks. This time we are just going to go on a straight-up break. Shouldn't be too much, though. Again, the players, I'm sure they're antsy to get into the next game. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Game number 4, Deadeye Bounty League action coming at you here in Honcast. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.